Imagine the government suddenly decided to deport a large swath of the population in one fell swoop. There would be an uproar, right? Well, that's exactly what the US government attempted to do in the 1930s, when almost 2 million Mexicans and Mexican Americans were systematically ejected from the country. With the stock market crash of 1929, the United States was thrust into the Great Depression. A 10-year period of economic hardship and national uncertainty. Unemployment, hunger, and desperation were rampant. Some angry Americans saw people of Mexican descent as a threat and called for them to be kicked out of the country. The Repatriation Drives, as they came to be known, initially began in 1929, when the Los Angeles Welfare Department gave the go-ahead for Mexican-American hospital patients to be driven across the border. Despite suffering from conditions including leprosy and paralysis, many were left to fend for themselves. In President Herbert Hoover's administration, the removal of undocumented immigrants from the workforce and the restriction of legal immigration soon became important. Many major employers laid off people of Mexican descent to free up jobs for white workers. Local officials knocked on doors in Mexican communities, handed out train tickets to Mexico, and told them to leave. New York, Ohio, Michigan, Colorado, Texas, and in particular California began carrying out raids, making no distinction between longtime residents, American citizens of Mexican descent, and undocumented immigrants. The repatriation drives continued under President Franklin D. Roosevelt. Within 10 years, it's estimated that around 1.8 million people of Mexican descent were deported from the United States. Around 60% were native-born American citizens who had lived and worked in the U.S. all their lives. However, the deportations finally came to an end when the United States needed more people to enlist in World War II or work in jobs left behind by soldiers. But for decades, the stories of those affected were often forgotten or remained hidden within Mexican-American communities. In 2006, California officially apologized for the damage and trauma inflicted on families. How can economic issues impact the morality of government?